The world's largest source of recycled steel doesn't come from iron ore mines. It begins somewhere far more familiar, the auto recycling industry. Often called the second gateway of the automotive world, this sector delivers an enormous stream of recovered steel back into the global market every year. In the United States alone, more than 12 million vehicles reach end of life annually, turning scrapyards into some of the most productive urban mines ever created. Each car, once considered finished after years on the road, begins a new journey. In this video, we'll follow how old vehicles are transformed into the raw foundation for construction, manufacturing, and even the next generation of automobiles. You purchase a car for $50,000. After a decade of use, how much value remains once it enters the recycling chain? Behind that question stands an industry worth over $60 billion per year. Millions of aging vehicles are dismantled, crushed, shredded, and reborn as raw materials. This system supports hundreds of thousands of jobs, reduces the need for virgin mining, and significantly lowers environmental impact. If iron ore represents a natural mine, then end-of-life cars are an artificial mine, one that continuously renews itself. Recycling steel saves up to 70 to 75% of the energy required to produce it from raw ore. On average, about 75% of a vehicle's total weight can be recovered, including steel, aluminum, copper, glass, and plastics. As a result, tens of millions of tons of material re-enter the production cycle each year, finding new life as skyscrapers, appliances, infrastructure, and new cars. When a vehicle reaches the end of its lifespan, it arrives at the intake zone of a recycling facility. Technicians record the vehicle identification number, engine data, production year, and overall condition. Photographs are taken, tracking codes are attached, and all information is uploaded into a digital system. This process ensures full traceability and helps determine which components still hold resale value. The inspection stage focuses on reusable parts: engines, transmissions, alternators, electronic modules, and interior assemblies. Functional components are removed and supplied to the multi-billion-dollar used auto parts market. Vehicles too damaged for reuse move directly into material recovery. Once categorized, cars are organized in systematic rows across the yard awaiting processing. Few realize that over 95% of end-of-life vehicles in the U.S. enter this recycling system, making automobiles the most recycled consumer product in the world. Thanks to this structure, nearly every vehicle maximizes its remaining economic value. After intake, the car moves into dismantling. The first step is battery removal. In gasoline-powered vehicles, lead-acid batteries are extracted immediately. These achieve recycling rates exceeding 95%, as the lead plastic casing and even the acid can be recovered and reused. For hybrid and electric vehicles, lithium-ion battery packs require stricter handling. These high-voltage systems are carefully disconnected, packaged, and shipped to specialized facilities. Only after the electrical risks are eliminated does the vehicle proceed. Next comes fluid extraction. The car is lifted onto a hydraulic platform. Gasoline engine oil, transmission fluid, brake fluid, coolant, and refrigerants are drained using vacuum systems and steel probes. An average vehicle can still contain several gallons of fluids, enough to cause environmental damage or fire hazards if improperly handled. Within minutes, all liquids are safely removed and directed into sealed storage tanks. Many of these fluids are filtered and reused on-site to power machinery and equipment, reducing operational costs. Sensors and sealed systems prevent vapor leakage, maintaining safety standards. With fluids removed, major components are dismantled. Wheels are typically removed first. Tires, which can take decades to decompose in landfills, are shredded into rubber granules for asphalt and sports surfaces, or used as industrial fuel. Steel and aluminum rims are separated and sent to metal processors. Windshields and windows follow. Automotive glass is laminated with a PVB interlayer that prevents shattering. Recycling recovers both glass and PVB material for reuse. Doors are detached next. Though they appear simple, they contain complex assemblies of steel or aluminum frames, electric motors, wiring, and plastic panels. Copper wiring and electric components are stripped separately. The interior seats, dashboards, carpeting is removed and sorted. Copper from wiring harnesses is recovered. Plastics and fabrics are shredded for secondary use. Finally, the engine and transmission, the heaviest and most valuable components, are extracted. Some are refurbished and resold. Others are dismantled for aluminum, steel, copper, and precious metals, particularly from catalytic converters. This careful sequence ensures maximum recovery before structural crushing begins. Before entering the crusher, remaining non-metallic components must be removed. Massive hydraulic shear arms equipped with steel jaws tear away exhaust systems, radiators, and residual panels. With clamping forces reaching dozens of tons, these machines strip the car down rapidly, far faster than manual labor could. This step prevents contamination and protects shredding equipment. After cleaning, the bare metal shell proceeds to compaction. Under hydraulic presses exerting 150 to 200 tons of force, a 4-meter vehicle is compressed into a dense block, reducing its volume dramatically. Depending on facility size, different machines are used. Car balers compress frames into tight cubes for efficient stacking and transport. Car flatteners compress vehicles into flat slabs, common in mid-size scrapyards. Shear balers both compress and cut vehicles into sections for direct furnace feeding. Each method serves the same purpose, converting bulky structures into manageable scrap. Once compacted, the metal moves to the heart of the operation, the shredder. Inside this industrial giant, rotating shafts fitted with hardened steel hammers tear through compressed cars in seconds. The roar is thunderous. A vehicle that once occupied an entire parking space becomes uniform fragments. Modern shredders process 100 to 150 tons of material per hour, hundreds of vehicles daily. After shredding, sorting begins again. Powerful magnets extract ferrous steel. Eddy current systems separate aluminum and copper. Remaining materials, plastics, rubber, fabric, are removed. Within less than an hour, a discarded car is reduced to clean, reusable metal streams ready for melting. The steel scrap now enters the electric arc furnace EAF. Graphite electrodes generate arcs of intense heat reaching temperatures above 1,600 degrees Celsius. The scrap glows red, then liquefies into molten steel. Fluxes such as lime bind impurities into slag, which floats to the surface and is removed. Oxygen lances help refine the alloy composition. Sensors continuously analyze chemical content to ensure precise specifications. From twisted scrap emerges a glowing pool of refined molten steel. This liquid metal flows into a continuous casting line. Water-cooled molds solidify the outer shell while the core remains molten. Rollers guide the steel as it gradually cools into long billets or slabs. Automated saws cut these into standard lengths, each weighing several tons. Every billet is scanned, numbered, and logged for traceability. From there, billets move into reheating furnaces before entering hot rolling mills. Massive rollers compress and stretch the steel, transforming thick blocks into sheets or coils. Laser sensors measure thickness and alignment in real time, ensuring precision. After rolling, controlled cooling begins. Water sprays and high-powered fans regulate temperature to prevent cracking and preserve internal structure. Inspection follows. Ultrasonic scanners detect internal flaws. Cameras examine surface defects. Mechanical testing verifies tensile strength. Only approved coils proceed to distribution. From molten scrap to engineered steel, the transformation is complete. What began as an old, unwanted vehicle has become construction beams, industrial machinery, and perhaps even the frame of a new car. Each recycled vehicle fuels a multi-billion-dollar circular industry, conserves energy, and reduces demand for raw mining. Recycling is not merely an environmental effort, it is a cornerstone of modern industrial infrastructure. Have you ever considered that the car you drive today may one day become part of a skyscraper, a bridge, or another vehicle? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to The Factor for more in-depth industrial journeys that keep our world moving.